2025, the year to buy or sell right here in Spokane? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about everything that you need to know. We're going to talk about what the market is doing right now. We're going to talk about trends. We're going to talk about buyer tips, seller tips, everything you need to know to make an informed decision and make a better decision for you or your family this year in Spokane. Now, I know you may be watching this and saying, Reed, we've been waiting 1-2 years, waiting for interest rates to drop, and they just haven't dropped. And so we're ready to go. Give us the meat. Or you might be new to the market and deciding, is it even a good time for us to buy or sell right now? You may be renting right now and saying, gosh, I don't like renting. Should we buy? Or you have a house that you want to rent out while you buy a new house and upgrade. There's so many different options and ways to go about it. I'm going to give you all the information so you can make the best decision. And if you want help, reach out to me. All my contact info is down below. And as a shameless ask, please subscribe to the channel. I do 2 videos a week on Spokane real estate. So if you're in the market and you want information, this is the perfect place to be. So let's dig into the video to see if it's a good time to buy or sell in 2025 right here in Spokane. Before I get into the overall market of Spokane, I just want to talk about the trends. So what happens is typically in the winter, things start to slow down. So right now, December is one of our slowest months. And it's a great time to buy because you're getting great deals. A lot of people are searching for homes in the month of December. People who have their homes for sale, they want to get them sold before the end of the year so that they can start fresh and get on with their plans. As we get into January and February, things start to pick up as we approach spring. So if you're looking to buy or sell a house, this is the time to be thinking about it because things are going to ramp up. Competition is going to increase. If you're buying, you're going to have more competition. If you're selling, there's going to be more buyers interested in buying your property, and it's more of a frenzy come spring. So January, February, it's great to start thinking about it, getting a game plan together, and figuring out whether or not you're ready to buy or sell. If in 2025, you're thinking new year, new home, new everything, new memories, this is what you want to look at. So let's take a quick look at the market. Like I said, things start dipping in the colder months right here. But as January and February come, we start to pick up. And then it becomes a frenzy in the spring, early summer months. So this is what you want to pay attention to. More homes are going to be listed for sale. More homes are going to sell. Take that into account. If you're a buyer, you've got more competition. If you're a seller, you're going to have more options, potentially multiple offers, which is always a great thing. Let's go down here and look at this. So I like to look at current versus previous month to date. So right now we have 1,059 homes for sale. It's a 20% decrease compared to November. I expect that to start increasing in January and February. Also, we're about 20% down with the amount of pendings we have. So December is a slower month for real estate, but if you're a buyer, it's a great time to buy. If you're watching this video, you basically missed the December window, but early January can do the same exact thing. So if you're a buyer, reach out to me. Let's go get you a house. So one more thing is current versus same month to date 1 year ago. So we're up 16% with the amount of homes for sale in December compared to last year, up 3% in the amount sold and 16% up in pendings. So what does this tell me? It tells me that our market is doing way better than it was last year in 2023. In 2024, we have more homes for sale, we have more solds and more pendings. So that means more people are putting their homes on the market and more people are going out and buying homes. I think in 2023, people were a little skittish, a little scared, a little nervous to jump in the market. But this data is really promising. And honestly, I think that it's only going to go up in 2025. People are starting to get used to what the interest rates are. People are figuring out how to use it. People have a ton of equity in their current homes that they can use to buy a new house and upgrade. All in all, my prediction is this is going to look even better next year. You saw the market report. You can see that things are trending in the right direction. Let's talk about some overall trends that are happening in the Spokane housing market. First of all, our population growth isn't growing as fast. People aren't coming to Spokane in droves like they did a couple years ago. Obviously, our population is still growing, and there's that to take into account. Here is the main trend that's happening in Spokane, and it's new construction. It's happening all around us. D.R. Horton is building literal neighborhoods around our city. There's other builders doing the same. New construction is everywhere. And honestly, I think you should start paying attention to new construction. If you have any questions, reach out to me because I'm very close with some people at D.R. Horton that I can get you some information on. The reason I talk about new construction so highly is because one, you have no maintenance. I'm not handy. I don't know if you are, but even if you are handy, you don't want to work on your house all the time. So there's no maintenance. Two, They have fantastic interest rates. If you go with their company, their loan servicer, you can get sometimes 1 to 2% less on your interest rate, which will save you like hundreds and thousands of dollars each year. So it's fantastic. Usually give you money towards closing costs, not all the time, but sometimes they do, which is, $5,000 to $7,000 just that you can use right in your pocket, pay for closing costs or make upgrades. And another thing is they want these neighborhoods to increase in value. So these homes are built in a way where these neighborhoods are supposed to increase and appreciate, so that when you buy a home as an investment, that it is going to appreciate and it's going to be a great investment for you long term. Not only that, but it's going to be a great home. So one of the biggest trends I'm seeing is new construction. It's happening all over the place. There's a ton happening up north. If you're not opposed to living up north, Deer Park has some great neighborhoods that are being built. North Spokane by the Mead Costco. There's tons of development happening right now. The homes aren't ready yet, but it's going to be. So I see this huge growth for North Spokane now with the North Spokane Freeway. It's just primed for growth, and I think that we're going to see that in the next couple of years. So many people are going to want to move to North Spokane because it's a little bit quieter. There's great schools. There's going to be all the amenities, and it's not that far from downtown if you have to work from downtown. So that's the biggest trend I'm seeing in Spokane right now. I'm going to focus on what you need to know and do as a buyer, and then what you need to know and do as a seller. So if you're a buyer right now, it looks really good for you, especially if a home's been on the market for 45, 60 days plus. Fantastic position. Right now, people want to get their homes sold. They put their home on the market before the new year because they wanted to get under contract before the new year. Now that it's not, and you put a deal on paper, people are so much more open to taking a deal that they wouldn't have taken 1 to 2 months ago. So if you're a buyer, get with someone like me who's going to be able to give you all the information you need, help you with tips and tricks on how to make the right offer, how to do some due diligence to see what does the seller owe on the property? Are they cash heavy? Do they have a ton of equity that they'd be willing to give up just to get their house sold? Are they spreading it so thin that they're not going to take an offer that's less than asking price because they don't want to lose money? There's a lot of things to think about when buying a house, not just if you like it. There's some strategy that goes on, and there's ways to get really good deals, get you some closing costs, buy down your interest rate, save you a lot of money over the course of the loan. Right now, I would be getting with a great realtor. You can text me, call me anytime, ask me some questions, see if it makes sense to work together. Get a resource before you're even ready, because they're going to be able to introduce you to trustworthy, hardworking lenders who are going to get you approved for that house so that you have your pre-approval in hand, you have your realtor, and they can work as a team for you to make sure that whenever you see that property that's just perfect and you want to go check it out, that we can actually make that happen, and there's not hurdles we have to jump over before you do that. So as a buyer right now, it's a great time to get money towards closing costs, money towards buying down your rate, and a discount on your property. As a seller, it's a little bit challenging right now. We're looking at the market last week, and it looks like sellers are giving about 3% off of the list price to buyers right now. So if you're selling a $500,000 house, you might expect to sell it for $15,000 less, unless you have a beautiful home that's in perfect condition and really a hot area, then you won't have to give that 3%. But on average, that's what's happening as a seller. Here's the good news. We're heading into January. We're getting closer to February and March, where the spring market is going to pick up. And that's where you're going to get more offers, you're going to get more people touring your house, and you're going to get more interest overall, because that's when people are starting to look for homes the most. So take this time to evaluate your goals. Talk with the realtor, figure out timeline, actually figure out what your game plan is, because you don't want to be left in a lurch where you have a really good house that you want to make an offer on, but you haven't spoken with a lender. They haven't pre-approved you. You haven't spoken with a realtor to actually go tour it. And then that realtor doesn't realize that you have to make a contingent offer to get that house, and your house has to be on the market in 5 days. And there's a lot that goes into the listing process as well. So use this time to get things in order, get organized, meet with a lender, meet with a realtor, get focused, get your plan together. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish that I did. I wish that I could tell you exactly what's going to happen in 2025. Here's what I do know. We have a new president coming in 2024, and the numbers say that home prices typically go up after a new president takes office. So you can reasonably expect home prices to appreciate. So that means home prices are going to go up. If you're a buyer, that means things are going to get a little bit more expensive. If you're a seller, you're going to make a little bit more money when you're selling. Just looking at the data that we looked at, things are trending in the right direction. The amount of homes for sale is going up. I think that there's going to be more homes for sale overall in 2025, and I think there's going to be more home sales. But that's my main prediction for the Spokane real estate market in 2025. Now, do I think everyone should buy or sell in Spokane next year? Probably not. I think that you should buy a house when you're ready, when you've saved, when you have the money to do so, and you guys are ready emotionally. It's not just a financial decision, it's not just an emotional decision. You need to have the money to do it, you need to have the mindset to do it, you need to be in a good headspace to be able to move and know that it's the right thing for you to do or you and your family to do. I'll never want to push you into doing anything that you don't want. My best advice to you is, even if you're 6 months out, 8 months out, contact a realtor and contact the lender. Get the conversation started so that you don't have to do that and rush and find someone who maybe you don't really like right away just in order to get a house. It's never fun to do things rushed. Finding a home should be a really good experience. So talk to a realtor, get connected with a lender, find out what your price range is and what you can afford. Have the realtor start looking and digging and seeing what they can find. And then you're going to be so much better positioned to buy a house or sell your home in 2025. It's all about getting your game plan and getting things organized beforehand so that you're ready to go and make the most of your opportunity. And with that, I wish you guys an amazing 2025. I'm so excited to see what happens in 2025. I'm so excited to help as many families as I can in 2025. So if you have any questions at all, shoot me a text. My info is right down below. I will respond. It's not some robot. I'm not going to sign you up for some newsletter or anything like that. I'll just simply respond and we can talk about like what your goals are. What do you want out of the process, and what your timeline is, and see if we can get a game plan together and see if it makes sense.